Yes, African women suck. Am I talking about all African women? Hell no. Okay, that's why I say I got parameters to this, okay? First things first, we talking 35 years old and up. Queens, the mamas, the great grandmas, the grandmas, the aunties, the older cousins. These are the African women that, to me personally, when you say an African woman from the soil, the motherland, a queen, these are the women that I'm thinking about.
If you are a brother and you love brown to dark skinned women, there's no better place to be than Africa. I would even say if you like light skinned women. To be real, it just depends on where you at. And of course, African women are a joy. They're pleasant. Many of them are very feminine. And for some brothers that like the kind of quiet, humble type, depending on where you at, you can get that too. However, a lot of brothers romanticize Africa and all of its opportunities, including romantic relationships. People believe that because you're in Africa, it's a whole different world and you're gonna get treated better. You can get treated better, but in cases also be treated very worse. And there was a brother out there by the name of Travel Try Raw. I believe this is a brother that came to Uganda for a while. I'm not sure. He's been traveling all over Africa. If I'm not mistaken, he's from like LA, Inglewood, something like that. And he's currently in South Africa. And he made a very controversial video called I Was Wrong About Africa. And he's talking about his experiences dealing with South African women.
So the first thing I was wrong about, African women, and this is going to be a mixture of South African and Africa just in general. African women are not raised to be wives, at least not the women inside of the major cities. See, before I came to Africa, I used to think that, once I get to Africa, man, these women are going to be big time wife type chicks. It doesn't matter where you find a woman in Africa, this the motherland, you're just going to keep running across great African women. No, brothers. That's not always the case. See, I've realized that the city girls in many countries are always going to be the city girls. So sometimes the culture is a little bit different, but the actions are pretty much similar. I've learned that if you're looking for a wife, if you're looking for a good woman, you need to do like what the African men do. And I've been around lots of African brothers. What they've told me is, you're looking for a wife, go to the outskirts. You should not be trying to find you a wife inside the major cities. The major city ladies, they're out here working. They're making their money. They want to be strong and independent. And for the ladies that, aren't working, they are working because they still selling something, if y'all get what I'm saying.
He also discusses some of the things that he doesn't like about what he's seeing in that society.
As these years go by, because I'm seeing more single mothers in Africa, of course, they're under the age of 35 usually, because older than that, these women are more traditional, right? But once you get under the age of 35, man, anything goes. I'm in South Africa right now. These chicks are all over the place. I'm not gonna lie. They like being single moms, it seems like. The ones that I'm talking to, it's not like I'm talking to them trying to wife them either. I'm just, oh, how you doing? Oh, I got a kid. Oh, okay, what happened with the baby dad? I don't need a baby dad. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to put him on child support anyways. Wow. So what we're gonna keep seeing as time goes on is more children, more single moms trying to, indoctrinate the daughter to believe that all men ain't shit and go ahead and just put men on child support, just like what happens in America. History repeats itself, y'all. So if you black African men don't get y'all countries, man, and grab the country right now and shake the country and say, hey, listen, this is how it's going to be. This is the laws we going to implement, because we not about to have the same stupid shit that's happening in America happen here. I'm telling y'all, it gets bad. And maybe the Americans can leave it in the comments so the Africans can understand. It gets bad. You let these laws slide and let these laws pass, these women will become It even says in the Bible to restrict certain things from these damn females.
So this is also a brother that he's gotten some hate comments there. He's a very opinionated. I would read those comments, but I think that's for another video. I do want to deal with some points that I want to talk to black men about, or any brothers wanting to come to the continent and get a so-called wife, right? Or a wifey type female. You have to understand, in major cities, it is what it is, okay? Let me give you an example. You go to my Pan-African dating show, you will see ladies in Nairobi with visible tattoos on their thighs. There are women with nose rings. I mean, you feel like you're in a major US city when you go to Nairobi. And it is a great place to live. It's cool. You can find nice people, but it's a big city vibe. Big cities are big cities no matter what. You got women in the streets out there. You got women in bars and clubs out there. You got booty clappers. You got everything, right? You cannot pull up to Nairobi or even Kampala and expect you're going to get some submissive chick just coming out and just bowing to you and everything and wanting to fix your dinner and all that stuff and waiting on you hand and foot. If you want that style of woman, I'm pretty sure you're more likely to get it in Africa or an African country than an American country. But you got to understand that when you're in a big city, women are women, and a lot of women are influenced, especially in Nairobi, Kampala, Johannesburg, by what they see on the internet. Almost all the African celebrities, if you look at Nairobi Gossip Club, a lot of those people dress like, act like, behave like those people in the West. Okay, they look up to them a lot. So a lot of the women also look up to the people in the West too. So he also mentioned something about the single mother situation. It's happening a lot, okay, on the continent of Africa, especially in places like Johannesburg. You will run into chicks with kids all the time, right? And you thinking that is this like Compton or this Oakland? Nah, it's what happens, man. A lot of ladies worldwide are kind of looking at guys as, look, what can you do for me? And whatever you can do for me, then that's what I need. It's no different than it is here. And you can just look at the guys that complain about it. Like, on the continent of Africa, there were some brothers in Nigeria that came out with something called the Stingy Men's Association. And the Stingy Men's Association were dudes complaining about women always asking and begging for money and not giving anything in return. You're gonna find this out, especially if you are a foreigner, okay? Now, don't get me wrong. You're gonna have those ladies in Africa that don't want your money. They're not worried about that at all. They don't care about, what you can give them. If they don't like you, they don't like you, okay? But just like in America, you can come here and somebody is looking for you for the bag. I've had, several people that I know that come here and trick it off on a trick, like story time music. I knew a dude. He was spending about like $500 a week on this lady. Okay. And, sending the money out or whatever. And she was real pretty, big old booty, everything. The brother lived in Atlanta. He really loved this chick. He was telling the family he gonna pay bride price. It was right here in Uganda too, right? The lady didn't even really have a job or anything. So he's trying to help her allegedly start a business. And this is what you're going to find out, right? When you have money, you're looked at, you can be looked at as an opportunity. So here you are helping them with a business, and come to find out she was taking that money and was in the club and the bars every weekend looking for other dudes. And guess what kind of dudes she was looking for? Dudes that didn't even have money. Dudes that didn't even have any. So basically, you're spending your money on somebody else, and they're over here getting their cheeks clapped for the low for somebody else. All right. Then I had another story. One I knew personally of this lady had a brother out in the East Coast. He met this chick, sending her iPhones and everything like that, sending her money, FaceTiming her family and everything. He's supposed to come in February 2022. But you know what she didn't tell him? That she was already 8 months pregnant. She was taking his money and basically got married to somebody else. And then by the time he was getting ready to come, she then showed out the fact that he was, pregnant. And I saw her not too long ago. And of course, she be cheating on her husband with American dudes. This can go down out here. So a lot of American brothers, when you come to the continent, just remember, it's just like you're in the States to a certain degree. Somebody in the big city is somebody in the big city. Okay. Women are going to be women and men are going to be men. So, you have to really look at a woman's values. It's just like, you can find good people and bad people, but don't put anybody on a pedestal because like, oh, you're from South Africa, so you wifey type. No, it's like, oh, you're from South Africa and you want to be in the relationship with me and you're showing me things that shows that you want to be faithful, you want to be a wife as much as I want to be a husband and all of that. But don't put nobody on a pedestal is what I'm trying to say. This is what the brother is saying too. Now, in my response to this, he did go and said that South African women are not wife material. I'm not going to sit here and say that. Again, you know, as a man, you can find good women anywhere. I've been to South Africa, and I believe that you can find good women in South Africa like you can anywhere else, right? Depending on who you are and what you are looking for, right? You can definitely find good women. So I don't want to generalize all South African women, but I see what the point is. The point is that, you know, just because you're an American, nobody's going to bow down to you. Nobody's going to just roll the red carpet. Somebody in South Africa, they have money. Like it's a lot of ladies in South Africa. They got cars, you know, they got brands, you know, they're doing everything that sisters in America is doing, or if not more. All right. They are exposed. A lot of rich people come to South Africa. So if they look good, they get, you know, they already have opportunities. So again, it's what you're looking for and what are your values and what is her values. That's what it comes down to. So a lot of the things a lot of the black men need to do is stop looking, and I'm going to say this, it's going to be controversial. Stop looking at how fine people are on the continent. It's a lot of fine women on the continent, okay? And stop looking at nyash, that's booty. It's hard, but stop that, okay? You cannot judge somebody based on those things because you dreamed of, you know, dating somebody who looks like this and y'all vibing. That don't mean that person really want to be in a relationship with you. Just like she might like your American accent and like how you look, but you might be a cheater. It's all relative, family. Just stay woke. Shout out to the brother Travel Tribe Raw. Shout out to South Africa. Love y'all. But I hope you learned something from this video. We out.